Christmas Miracle Triathlon number 2. I'm Sergeant Angle, and I'm joined by McMethanol for what promises to be a very good match between the Sugar Vandals and the remarkable Wombats. Both teams have had a really good showing this tournament, and tonight they put it all on the line to determine our grand champion. The remarkable Wombats came into this tournament with a very strong showing. They entered the final undefeated with strong showings in Spellsworn and Rocket League. The Sugar Vandals lost to the remarkable Wombats in round 2 of this tournament, but they did not lose their spirit. They battled their way out of the Dreamers bracket, and last week they proved that the remarkable Wombats can bleed. McMethanol, what do you expect to see tonight? That's an excellent point in all of the past matches between these two teams, and they have now hit each other twice in this tournament. The Spellsworn has been the deciding factor. The remarkable Wombats have run one Rocket League every time. The Sugar Vandals have won Rogue Company every time. So it's going to really come down to that Spellsworn pick. We're going to see how it goes. You think we're going to see any new strategies coming out in Spellsworn? Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. The remarkable Wombats, they put up a good fight in Spellsworn last week. So the question they have to ask themselves is, do we think we can just take that strategy and tweak it a little bit and get it good enough to beat the Sugar Vandals today? And if they feel that way, that they'll probably stick with it. Or maybe they took the time and they've been planning something new. But I think you're right, because the remarkable Wombats have had a very clear strategy this whole tournament, and they've stuck to it. And it's worked for them very well. So unless they were really shaken up by what happened last week, I think we're going to see the same broad sweeping strategy coming out tonight. That's a good point. Yeah, the spells get all the attention because they've got the flash and the pizzazz, but what we saw from the Sugar Vandals last week was an unbridled aggression, especially when it came to denying the remarkable Wombats the opportunity to get back out of the miasma. And that paid dividends for them. And if they can keep that up tonight, it's going to be very difficult for the remarkable Wombats to come out. But there are counters to that, right? More emphasis on movement spells, and then the remarkable Wombats can certainly play fair turnabout and do the same thing to the Sugar Vandals. So we'll see not just the spells, but if there are different tactics employed. Now you're sitting in the expert chair, and as an expert with excellent advice, I think something that all of our viewers tonight are asking is, McMethanol, how do you think it's going to go? Who do you think is going to pull this one out? That is just math, and I respect that math. I think you're right. I think the Sugar Vandals have a slight edge for two reasons. Number one, they've got the momentum. They're coming off a win, and that's got to feel good coming into this match. The second point is that you're right. There is, I think, more of a differential between the teams for Rogue Company than there is for Rocket League. So if there is a surprise upset, I think we're more likely to see it in Rocket League tonight. But looks like the players are all in the pregame lobby, so let's pop in and see how they're feeling. Let's see. I think remarkable Wombats. You guys want to call the coin toss here? Heads, roger that. Here we go. It's heads. It looked like typical toast, and I believe was that a boom. We're about equivalent on levels. It was a very quick start. Meteor. I think Stilets has counterpulse. Yeah. Was that a boom taking a lot of damage there? Where you spat trying to get the blink immolate, but it doesn't quite land on Stilats. The Sugar Vandals are doing a good job focusing down Was That a Boom, while the Remarkable Wombat's damage is more evenly spread, although Where You Spat just took a lot of damage from getting knocked out of the combat zone. Typical Toast getting a good immolate on Was That a Boom, and that's going to be it for Was That a Boom with the Area Denial Meteor. That was a well-placed meteor to keep him out of the zone. Where You Spat's in a difficult position now. Can't dodge his own reflected meteor, getting hit by shock. Immolate's going to knock him out again. This is probably going to be it. Yeah. Oh. Well, let's take a look at that. Let's see. Let me. Yeah, that is an impressive choice. Sorry, just taking a moment here to resolve some audio issues that we've had reported about the stream. This will be a brief moment. All right, can you try saying something there?
All right. Am I coming through?
You should be coming through now.
Excellent. All right, so back to the game here. We're seeing a slight health edge for the Wombats, but that is narrowing.
Yeah, the Was That a Boom getting knocked out, but he blinks back in pretty quickly. Where You Spat with a pretty good immolate, but Typical Toast is able to get back in.
Typical Totes immolate goes in, and that's going to bring Where You Spat down.
Was That a Boom again finding himself in that difficult 1v2 scenario. Stilats missing the crescent out of the invisibility, but good damage nonetheless. This is just a rough situation. Was That a Boom's going to have to pull a miracle out of an unmentionable location here to pull this one out. That's going to be.
There's no escape.
Round 2, going to the Sugar Vandals. Sugar Vandals very strong here for the Remarkable Wombats to pull this off. They're going to have to sweep the next 3 rounds. That's a challenging position to be in. It looks like the spell selection coming out of the Wombats is pretty consistent with what they've done in the past. Typical Toast going with a full complement of spells. Big Stilats picking up the Acid Pool. Big emphasis on Shock, or pardon me, Sidestep and Lightning Strike.
Now, have you seen this fetch come out in the degree of effectiveness? I haven't really noticed it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Typical Toast has been using fetch. He used it in the last round of this tournament as well. There were some nice hits on it. It's an interesting spell because it doesn't have the same particle effects that a lot of the other spells do, so it can be easy to miss. A lot of early damage coming out on the Sugar Vandals here early on. Some good plays for the Wombats. Was That a Boom with a flash immolate on a fake target? Typical Toast is trying to get a fetch immolate off, and that's failed for him now a second time. A lot of aggressive immolates actually.
A lot of aggressive immolates from both sides, which I do find interesting that early. Immolate does not do a ton of damage in and of itself. Its power mainly lies in the knockback potential, which becomes stronger as the game goes on.
And the Sugar Vandals have been paying for those immolates quite a bit because that immolate locks you in position if you don't cancel it. The Wombats have been doing a good job of saying you want to immolate, that's fine, I'll just pop you with a spell.
This round is just looking all kinds of different in terms of the health that we're seeing. We're seeing the Wombats play much more safely. There was one good hit there, taking where he spat out into the miasma, but he blinked back in. Was at a boom, sitting at 81 health. Typical Toast is at 7. And then Big Salat's at 18. It looks like this may be the end for them.
Typical Toast ended up dying, I believe, to his own fetch. It looked like he got fetched back into the miasma there at the end.
I think that was a point of desperation.
Yeah,
I don't think
probably.
he wanted to do it, but I think he ran out of other escapes. An excellent round by the Wombats.
That was a very strong performance from the Wombats, and interestingly, it felt like the aggression from the Sugar Vandals. They were really trying to close it out there, and I wonder if they overreached a little bit with all those aggressive immolates that weren't really connecting. Taking a look at the stats here so far in the round, the damage spread is actually pretty even across both teams, as well as the kills. So it's good to see pretty solid contribution coming out of everybody here. Was that a move a little higher than where you spat, just because where you spat got focused down in those first 2 rounds. But there's really no obvious weak point on these teams at the moment. It's another aggressive immolate attempt from Typical Toast, mirrored by an aggressive immolate from where you spat.
We really haven't seen these pay off early. It's a free spell, so you might as well use it. I guess what the problem is you often are sacrificing a gap closer in order to make the attempt, and so you're setting yourself up for retaliation.
Yeah. Typical Toast took a lot of damage there early, but that's been mirrored now on where you spat. Where you spat has been having trouble staying out of those poison clouds. It happened in the last match as well. He kind of walked around in that poison field a good amount.
It can be a bit hard to see in the grass.
Yeah.
So that's camouflage points for that spell.
Where you spat
rushes out of the miasma, but it looks like the Wombats are taking a beating right here. Just repeatedly being thrown back in. And that's that aggressive play that we have seen from the Vandals before, and it looks like that is going to close out Spellsworn for them. They're just very strong play on that final round.
And that has to feel really good for the Sugar Vandals there, because we said it, and I think most of the teams acknowledge that this is the big game. This is the one that's most likely to determine the outcome. So there's got to be some confidence in their hearts going into this next match. Let's pop back into the channel and see if we get surprised by the next game pick. But I'm guessing it'll be Rocket League. All right. Well, the house favorite seems to be the Shoutcasters and even the participants on both teams, that the Remarkable Wombats are going to pull this one away. We'll see what happens. The Sugar Vandals gave them the best fight in Rocket League that the Remarkable Wombats have had all tournaments when the last they played. So.
Yeah, checking the Vegas odds, that confirms your suspicions. So we are looking at the bets on the Wombats. But as we saw last time, the Vandals are very capable, and they will not go quietly into that good night.
Yeah, I'm hearing it's 4-1 on the Wombats, which is a lot. That's a much.
That is
better.
a lot. I don't know. I would take the flip side of those odds.
Yeah.
Sure.
Where you spat with a good center, Big Slat saying no. Was that a boom going to go ahead and try to center it as well? That's a solid center, but Toast helps knock it out.
Now, normally what we see is where you spat is the one put on the ball responsible for centering it. And Was That a Boom is kind of the big hitter, comes in from the center and secures the goals. So we'll see if that is the strategy that prevails. Thus far, it seems like the roles are slightly reversed.
I think we're seeing more aggression out of Was That a Boom.
Well, now that is a shot just barely missing on the edge of the net.
Yeah. That's actually not the first one. Was That a Boom has had some really solid, very close shots on the net recently, where Spat just missing that hit. Big Slats has a bit of a breakaway here. He might be in position to make something happen. That's a decent center. But Was That a Boom? It's a good block on those follow-up. It was a good follow-up on the part of the Sugar Vandals. Just solid defense. Where Spat gets the clear. Was That a Boom with a good center? Where Spat's a little not quite in position for it. Solid center for Was That a Boom. Where Spat.
And where Spat nudges it in. 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining and just one goal on the board.
We saw some really good defense from the Sugar Vandals here, but that was a hard moment to defend, and it looked like both Sugar Vandals were rushing forward, leaving the goal open. But in any case, it was a hard one to defend even with someone on the goal. Was That a Boom with a free net there? Looks like Big Stalats misses the knockout, which is that's a hard one to hit.
It's very smooth. Very smooth play.
Big Stalats wins the kickoff, and that is an open net. Was That a Boom running back and barely gets there in time.
Now that's something that shows a level of experience. Getting the boost from the side and then being prepared to come back for that missed kickoff is something that you probably don't see often among rookies.
That is a level of confidence from Was That a Boom, saying, I know I can get back in time. And he did. He got back just in time. It's also some confidence in his teammate that it won't be an easy hit. If his teammate really misses the kickoff, then I doubt you can get back in time. But
Was That a Boom, chopping it off the back. What? Now,
whoa.
That aerial right there, that just looked like showing off to me.
I honestly, even having seen it, don't think that aerial is possible. Big Stalats with a nice dribble into the goal there.
Not phased at all by that aerial. He comes in saying, "What am I, a monkey's uncle?" Excellent goal.
I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about that aerial. That was ungodly.
I'm ready for some more.
Or Spat going for the clear, typical toast, gets it out. That is a risky position. That ball was in there with,
several whiffs from the Wombats.
Yeah.
Big Slats nudging it toward the goal. Good defense by the Wombats. And back toward the goal. Was That a Boom? Looking to just easily bring it in.
That's a really solid shot to finish that up. Was That a Boom? Just gets the.
Now these barrel rolls that seem to be habitual at this point. To me, is it flexing, or is it just I play this game enough that, you know, like a ping pong player twiddling their paddle? It's just part of the game to me.
I feel like that barrel roll was actually required to get the goal there.
That one at the end, but I think just about every time where there's enough air, I start to see them.
Was That a Boom? A real defensive force to be reckoned with here.
Big Stalats driving, dodges, and it's been taken away, and it's back to blue side. It's centered. Was That a Boom? Makes the shot, but it doesn't quite connect.
It's two good attempts, shots on goal, but it looks like Big Slat's going to be able to clear it before Where You Spat executes
Boom. Where You Spat with an excellent save. That was
an impressive save.
Almost a goal.
A lot of really good ball contests here, but with only 8 seconds left to go, the first match is going to go to the Remarkable
Was that
Wombats.
a boom? Is taking it back over, seeing if they can get a last-second goal here, and he does! The power-playing maniac does it again.
With 0 seconds left on the clock, the Remarkable Wombats saying we don't need time to score. And that, I feel it's important to point out, was the 4-to-1 odds that Vegas was... Well, that was some solid Rocket League play. There was some very strong defensive play, I think, from both teams across the board there.
Yeah, not a shutout. A lot of time spent with the volleyball back and forth. Definitely solid defensive play, as you said.
Macbeth, if you're still in the match, you'll need to leave match so that we can relaunch. There we go. Yeah, the thing that makes me pause is, is the Sugar Vandals after that display. I don't know what you change. I thought they were playing well, they were positioning well. It just was that a boom was a force to be reckoned with. That wherever they went, he was there also. And where you spat had some excellent saves. I think it's going to be really rough to pull this one out. But we'll see what the Sugar Vandals do. They had an excellent performance in that match. They had a really good performance last time. They can do it.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of trying to match them and hope you get lucky. I think typical Toast is the counterpart to where you spat in terms of trying to arrange the centers, and then it kind of comes down to Big Stilats to try to make those pointed shots, and it's difficult. So, ooh, very
Good
close,
save.
very
Big
close.
Stilats nudges that out of the way right before disaster. A couple of whiffs on the ball there. I wonder at this point how much we're seeing that's the result of nerves. It's got to be really stressful playing in the grand final here. And Big Stilats doesn't have as many thumbs as he used to, so it's
Missing thumbs does complicate this particular game. Many games, in fact, but this one in particular, very thumb-heavy video game.
Was that a boom with a last-minute save on that push from Big Stilats, and Big Stilats knocks it back towards his own goal and gets a center. This is going to be hard to protect.
It was difficult for a second to tell what team Big Stilats was on there, but sometimes the ball just kind of bounces where it wants to, and we've all kind of been there.
I think Big Stilats didn't expect the ball to fly off with that much force. I think. Yeah, it's hard to see. That's a good center.
Well, I know if it was me going and chasing after it, I would have definitely secured that own. So.
Right. And we do
About
have
a
to
boom,
give
picking
Big
the
Stilats
second
a lot of
point.
points for not securing that own goal. He did a good job trying
We
to
do.
stop it. Just and that's why he's in the grand final. Really aggressively contested ball here. Looks like it's a slightly in favor of the Sugar Vandals.
Good simple return by where you spat.
Some good dribbles from
Just had a
Typical
boom.
Toast there. That 1v2 scenario. Typical Toast goes back to defend. This is the hit where you spat going to the center.
A lot of
Big
crowding
Stilats now.
the cars here.
Yeah. And at this point, I feel like the Sugar Vandals have to just amp up their aggression. They've got to get some point on the board here soon if they have a hope of winning this match. And it's perhaps worth it to be a little more aggressive. And Big Stilats with the goal there.
The positioning there was just really solid by the Vandals. And the Wombats, I can't really tell from my view where they exactly were on that one.
Yeah, it was a really good lead-in by Big Stilats, and Typical Toast was right there to finish it off. There's a 1-point difference in this match. It's anyone's game 2 minutes and 45 seconds in. We're seeing the Sugar Vandals doing a good job getting clears, playing solid defense. Both Remarkable Wombats missing the shot on goal there. That's. It looked like 4 cars there just missed the missed the knockout. I think we're definitely seeing tournament nerves.
That does appear to be what's going on here. Was that a boom returning it and a good defense? Where you spat stops that direction. Both kind of bunching up here.
Yeah, the Remarkable Wombats are pretty bunched up under the ball. It could be a good opportunity for the Sugar Vandals to take advantage of it. We're seeing the ball spending a lot more time on the Remarkable Wombats portion of the field here.
Right.
So solid offensive effort coming out of the Sugar Vandals.
Was that a boom? Kicks it out, begins a drive. Typical Toast stops that drive. And we're bouncing around in the center again.
Big Celeste with a really good shot.
Really good shot, and also great defense by the Wombats.
Ooh, a nice shot on goal from Typical Toast, but was that a boom was right there. And that was kind of a difficult shot because it moved fast. It was for a short distance and the ball's trajectory changed suddenly. Another good save from where you spat.
We are seeing what really appears to be Rocket League coming out here. We're seeing aggressive offense and just wonderful counterplay on the defense. This is why these teams are here. You know, they can play this game.
Yeah, this is actually, I imagine that when the developers made this game, they sort of envisioned people would play it in a manner similar to this. And that is a unique comment for many of the matches we've had in this tournament.
Center by where you spat. Was that a boom? I knew he'd be there somewhere.
And that will probably seal the deal for Rocket League. I think we're going to see some road company here for sure. It's 15 seconds. It's a pretty tall order to score 2 goals, especially against an opponent as accomplished as the Wombats. Typical Toast going for the goal. Was that a boom? Knocks it back.
11 seconds on the clock. It's going toward the Wombat side.
And it looks like the grand finals will be decided in road company. Remarkable Wombats claiming Rocket League as their own. Alright.
Well, turns out my patch wasn't necessary anyway. And we're seeing the same lovely flare of movement and epilepsy being expressed by Typical Toast.
Well, a commitment to epilepsy is,
Awareness is important.
yeah. Putting down the Anvil Shield to claim the center. So that early aggression gives the Sugar Vandals the center. Typical Toast taking some damage coming around on the flank, but he's going to heal up. Big Celeste is down.
Celeste is down. Now,
And that is
right
a
here,
2-kill lead for the Remarkable Wombats to start.
now they're going to need to
company.
secure the center. I think this it almost seems like a surprise to them that they were able to pull that off. But they have secured the center. We're seeing them run for it. Center being secured by Typical Toast. And Typical Toast is going on his roaming.
That
Doesn't
was
secure the kill.
a very strong opening, though, from the Remarkable Wombats, and the Remarkable Wombats are up a
It
kill
was.
right now.
If that's the type of performance we're going to see out of them this game, then I think the Sugar Vandals need to watch out. Now, they have lost that lead, and the center objective has been controlled, and we're seeing Typical Toast standard roam. and he very smoothly secures that kill.
Yeah, the early aggression, early aggressive run, it worked out for the Wombats, but it's starting to be a rough showing for them. The Sugar Vandals have been doing a really good job throughout the last couple matches of this tournament, holding the center um, and building a fortress around it. And it's critical to be able to get on the center to prevent the loss of tickets. And we see the
And
Wombats
that
kind of.
strategy really hasn't changed for them. They keep big Salats behind the shield that Anvil puts down, monitoring the center, while a typical Toast roams and looks for those surprise kills. A typical Toast is displayed strong first-person shooter skills where even if maybe the jump is gotten on him, he often is able to pull out the return fire and pick up the kill. So that's just where experience will sometimes come into play.
Yeah. And after that initial 2 deaths, the Sugar Vandals haven't had another death to date. So going for the boxing match to close it out. You got to respect both players recognizing it was time to box a little bit.
Right.
Typical Toast goes for the armor upgrade. Gives you a pretty substantial edge in one-on-one fights, and it can be repaired as needed. Even kill spread between Typical Toast and Big Stiletts there.
Toast running straight for the center per usual. This time throwing out the C4. We're dancing around the fountain. During the dance, trying to get the shield down with no problem whatsoever.
And that was just high confidence in Big Stiletts protecting him there, because he turned his back on an enemy to put down that shield. But Big Stiletts was there to cover him, and it worked out fine. Typical Toast caught in a crossfire.
And that's where that armor, like you talked about, really paid off. Down to 5 health. That extra 25 HP that the armor pads you for is really helping. Now, he hasn't repaired that armor, so maybe that won't always be an advantage, but
Yeah, if they can pick up
so
the
many
kill
times.
here, he should repair. But oh, and reloading
having to
while
reload in the
full
middle
view of the
there.
enemy there is a rough go.
Yeah, it was hard to tell whether that was a manual reload or an automatically triggered one. Big Slat still holding the center, draining points.
Big Slats
War
is
is
going to go down as
inevitable.
well.
Sneaking around the side.
Looked like
War is
Big
inevitable.
Slats.
Secured the center objective. And typical Toast is back on it, taking fire from the left side. Sets up the shield, and I don't. Oh wow, an excellent C4 there. Melees to finish it, and Big Salats finishes off the other Wombat.
Yeah, I think that one death we saw from Big Slats and Typical Toast was the result of them trying to keep themselves with no deaths. And I think Big Slats going to revive there. The Wombats picked up on it and were able to get the finishing kill. There's one ticket left. Sugar Vandals own the center. They have had 3 deaths so far, so the trend line is positive for the Wombats here. But this round looks like it's probably going to end in favor of the Sugar Vandals. Typical Toast on the prowl. And War is Inevitable wins that duel. War is Inevitable playing Saint for the remote revives. That's probably a pretty good call for the Remarkable Wombats in this particular matchup.
We haven't seen a lot of Saint play. I think it can be smart. There's very rarely time to go and revive your own teammate, although that's what we're seeing right here.
Well, we
and
see
they're
it, but
punished for
they
it.
paid for it. Yeah. War is Inevitable picking up on what was going on and runs over for the execute. That's another 3 kills
Strong
for the
play.
Wombats. They've been
Yeah.
making a really good effort on the comeback here.
Now,
Anvil
there's
going
another
down.
point where a typical Toast is punished for the shield play there, in a way disrespecting the enemy by turning his back on them to put the shield down, thinking that everything's going to be fine, and that time it wasn't.
That was a really
Uh,
confident shield play to turn your back on an enemy firing at you to put it down, but it works out. The Sugar Vandals pulling out the second round, and again a pretty even kill split between Big Stilats and Typical Toast here.
Where's
Some
inevitable with 9 eliminations, it looked like 9-1,
yeah.
so really trying to carry his weight for the team.
Looks like the bats are coming out. It's melee time.
The bat connects, and
I don't see. I think the
it
bat would
seems
have been
like
an
we're
instant
looking at.
kill. I think Big Stilat's probably got some bullets in on his target there.
Now, I think what we see from the Vandals is almost a meme play with the melee throws, but I actually think it's a completely valid strategy if you're just chucking it and then switching to your gun. I don't really
Yeah.
see the meme in that. I think it's just, it's just good play. It's just good play.
Yeah, if you can hit reasonably often with that melee, it can be a very strong opener. You do miss a little bit of initiative if you miss the melee hit,
Right.
but then again, a flying baseball bat is less likely to get your attention than a bullet whizzing past your head. So
Well, and you may know this, do the other melee weapon types, non-upgraded, guarantee a kill for the most part? Will the axe, the sword?
I think all the melee weapons, if thrown, will be a guaranteed kill if they connect.
Okay, but not the bat.
No, I think the bat is as well. I think that first scenario, I believe, was Big Stilats getting some bullets. I think the bat missed, but I could be wrong.
I think we have seen a couple bats connect and not quite finish them off in past rounds. I could also be wrong. Now we're
Yeah, I'd have
seeing
to double check that.
11-0 here. This is a near shutout, so the Sugar Vandals are going to be wrapping up this tournament in just an outstanding fashion, trying to climb the fountain, just trying to have some fun with it.
And we're looking at the closing out of the Christmas Miracle Triathlon 2 here. A solid effort for the remarkable Wombats in this grand final, but it's looking like we're going to have tournament champions. That's it. The tournament champions are the Sugar Vandals, winning Spellsworn and Rogue Company. Let's unmute and see how everyone's feeling.
GG.
Good
Congrats.
games. Yeah, thanve Very
Tournament.
well played. That that was some better Rogue Company play than I think you've.
Yeah, you guys actually did really good. Like,
I don't know, trying to knife you while you're shooting at me from 15 feet away is kind of rough.
a
long shot.
I just wanted to throw the knife.
Bold and innovative play.
Yeah. Well, thanks for playing, guys. Your Rocket League obviously. That's some pretty exceptional play there.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is the hardest game for sure, like skill cap wise as well. So
Yeah. I would like to continue playing that with you guys if you guys are down at any
Heck
point.
yeah.
Absolutely. It's definitely my biggest takeaway from this tournament is never playing that game before and really liking that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, ditto. Actually, yeah, I never played Rocket League before, and it's quite enjoyable. I like it.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the fact that it's basically a dead game, I would also continue playing Spellsworn.
I would not.
Mine is still ranked.
I really like the concept behind it.
Yeah.
Well, big congratulations to the Sugar Vandals on the tournament victory there.
Thank you.
Excellent work.
Nice work, Remarkable Wombats. You had quite a fantastic tournament. Strong
Yeah,
showing
good one.
throughout. You made the
Had
Sugar
fun.
Vandals pay.
Yes. Pay in Rocket League shame.
Awesome.
All right. Well, good games, guys.
Yeah.
Good tournament.
Great
and,
games, everyone.
And
Yeah,
see you
we'll
online.
we'll send we're gonna send a follow-up survey out to everybody just to see what we could do better in the future. But
You mean
thanks
5 years from now?
yeah, I think one thing we could do is not wait 5 years in between. That is one thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm practically retired now. I mean, I was in my prime 5 years ago.
Mhm.
You know, the Koreans say I can't even come back. So
You were on Samsung White last time, if I recall.
it's pretty close.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Well,
have a great
have a
night,
good evening.
everybody.
All right,
Yeah.
have a great evening.
Good games.
GG's.
Jeez.
Bye.